Nothing you have been through is wasted. Every experience, every circumstance, every scene offers a lesson and a blessing. Nothing you have been through is ever wasted. It all serves a purpose, if nothing more than to learn from our challenges and rejoice in our successes. Nothing you've been through is wasted. It's all come to teach us.
Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome back to your next normal segment. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Yes, I still have the bug, but I'm still here for you and for myself. I've been thinking in the last week that we've been having these special segments together. Firstly, have they been mind-opening for you? Have they been shifting the way that you're perceiving race? Starting first with yourself. I'm not here to be a downer or to point a finger on you or anyone else. My deepest intention is to find solutions. And as much as I know that society is made up of two polarizing energies, the irony to the equation is that each of these polarizing energies still desire for the same things: respect, love, to be seen, financial abundance, health, happiness, the freedom to be and do whatever they'd like to do. And the irony to it all is that they put this veil in between their common needs, and it blocks them from realizing and recognizing that on both sides of the spectrum, they're actually fighting, or, for the use of a better word, they're struggling both for the same things. However, there's another way that they could go about it. And the way that I have shared all week has been through soul consciousness, by looking inside of your spirit, for identifying your spirit, and to keep checking and changing where are you on the inside. Hopefully by now, for the week that we've been discussing a spiritual cure for race, you've been checking and changing yourself along the way. And you're feeling so much better. You're feeling your value, your respect, the respect for others increasing along the way. And it's that subtle. I will not be able to eradicate or erase racism if it's not out of my system. Now, for my brothers and sisters out there who are attached to their brown skin, you have to check yourself to see, is your value, your sense of self-worth, or if the ancestral trauma is something that you're still attached to. Give it some thought. And for my brothers and sisters out there who have a very white skin, a lighter shade skin and complexion, are your ancestral wounds healed by looking back at history and seeing how individuals who carried the same color of your skin did horrible things to innocent people? Has that been healed? But also to check, do you feel that you've got worth and value? Do you hear what I'm saying? For those of you who are yellow, pink, blue, purple, whatever is the shade that you are attached to, and whatever ideology or belief systems that you are attached to, that you feel gives you a sense of superiority or worth at the cost of another person's value and worth. Have you healed yourself? Have you healed that space of ignorance that lives in all of us? Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, but words hurt. Words shot out of your mouth with the intention to destroy a person's value or sense of empowerment not only hurts you when you're shooting it out, but it hurts the person who have accepted it, because they too are a work in progress. For those of you who have joined me for the whole week, if you're really serious and sincere, and you really are committed to ending the bias that you hold within yourself and of others, those prejudices, if you're really serious about finishing racism in your bones, and if you're really serious about imagining what your personality would be if there's no more racist ideology in you, if you're really sincere and you mean it, then keep reviewing this week of conversation. Something will enter into you that will start to make sense. And it goes back to your soul conscious awareness. In the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation taught by the Brahma Kumaris, that energy of light that you and we both are, the spiritual being of energy behind our eye, is who we really are, not the color only of the skin or the gender of the body or the religiosity that I have belief in. I'm telling you this. I watched my mother, Sister Gita, who means the world to me and who I've been in service with for 40 years. She lied on that bed, the only soul that was in her subconscious and conscious. And it was ironic, Santosh, I don't know if you remembered, but despite the dementia, she never forgot God. Isn't that amazing? And so, is that relationship that you carry with God so deep? Not the hate you have for a race, not the hate you might have for yourself, not for the suffering that you are planning or strategizing to impose on a group of people. Maybe again, they say history repeats itself. I can't imagine in my lifetime to witness another Holocaust. And yet what we're seeing in Israel, in Lebanon, in Palestine, I can't believe I'm seeing that. After we've supposed to be evolved as God's children. And I've said this before, put God in the war room, He will never tell you to press that button. I'm telling you. He will never tell you to impose suffering on another one of His children. And that's why we need to begin to peel away the attachments we carry to these labels: name, gender, role, title, religion, language, nationality, this body. Because like I told you, our whole family was at home. I don't remember how many of us, over 50 of us were here, surrounding my mother, Sister Gita, with so much love and peace and purity. And despite her dementia, the decline and the softening of her brain for the last 4 years, watching this beautiful black woman lay there in bed in front of God's light and Brahma Baba, and she looked at us through her eye, and she kept looking around the room like she was just spewing out love and remembrance of God. And as she looked at every single one of us, and she said, Baba, Baba, be with me. And she's telling us to remember Baba and to remember God and the beauty of this God energy, which is the way she lived for 40 years, made her departure one of the most beautiful things in history. Surrounded by love, because she lived by love. I don't know if one day this show will reach to the ear or the eye of an individual who's deeply rooted in their racism, and they feel deeply justified because of the emotional torture that they are not able to articulate or share or heal within themselves. But I want to talk to you. If for whatever reason you scroll through and you just paused at this show, and you happen to be in a body where you don't like whites or blacks or Indians or Chinese or Spanish people, if you think they're trash, they're dirty, they're this, they're not good, they're not bad, I beg you to just think of your last spiritual moment on the planet and the toll it will take in your departure. And nobody wants to suffer in their final moments. I watched Sister Gita leave her body with grace, with love, surrounded by love. And the only soul that could help her as she was detaching from her body and her role as Sister Gita was God, Baba, the Supreme Power. And it was the most beautiful experience you'll have ever witnessed in your life. Because as she was detaching in her being, as you move out of your grossness of your 5 senses, you enter into a subtle dimension. And that subtle dimension is your conscience. How many souls did you help? How many souls did you give love and respect to? How much charity have you done? And that subtle dimension, no human being can save you from it, because that's your account of your soul's journey and your soul's worth. And I watched her as she made this sound of healing of the soul before she left for Baba. And as you looked in her eyes, she was not looking at you, she was away, she was traveling. And she could see not only her conscience, but she could see other beings. And some weren't so positive, and some were filled with light. And because she lived in light, she was taken by the souls of light into God's lap. How do I know? Because of the love that she departed with and the peace that she imparted in us and the way it happened. And that's because she didn't give sorrow, nor did she take sorrow. Now, this was an orphaned child at 7. She went through great challenges, especially as a young black kid growing up in the United States. But she didn't let that be her evil or her suffering. So she left with that. So here's my thought and my feeling, because I no matter how many years I've been on my journey of spiritual practice and of service to humanity or charity or assistance, I still cry when I see people mistreating another person. It's still my humanness, no? I don't mean that I'm crying out of my own limits, and maybe they are, but I cry because there's such another way of living than this. There's such a better way to exist than this. And when I think about a golden age that's coming, I will not be a citizen of such a beautiful period if my spirit isn't beautiful. And you can't cultivate a beautiful spirit if you give suffering to another person, much less to a genre or a group or a race of people. There's no way you can sleep conscionably, peacefully. So here's my plea. It's time we wake up and really look at ourselves, and we really start to practice to look at each other and breathe, value, trust, faith, love, forgiveness, healing. And I wonder if we all did that. And for so many people in positions of power who have a handle on nuclear weapons or military weapons or military industries or political power or financial power, maybe your intoxication of feeling secure of where you are is more important than the value of another God's child. That might be, but don't forget the law of karma. What goes around comes around, and no one escapes it. No matter what you do, you will not escape the law of karma. The more good you do, you will get back in return. The more hate and hurt that you do, it will come back in karma. And you really don't know how it's going to play out, depending on the intensity of the suffering that you wish to impose on another person. Heck, maybe you just think the world's coming to an end. My life is a bum anyway. I don't care. So everybody should go down. There must be a reason why you think like that, because it's not true. To degrade and to deny the power of life is to say God made a mistake in creating all of his children and to send them down here on this beautiful planet to live the best life they could possibly live, and then you say, I don't care about nobody else. Let's just all destroy ourselves. Who care? Not because you haven't believed in yourself, it means everyone should suffer. No, start to. Start to believe in yourself. Start to look into the mirror until you can see the beauty of the fragrance of your spirit. until you can see the spark of light that you are behind your eyes, and thank God every day for purifying your heart and making your heart clean and happy and loving and charitable, that you can look forward to a world that is just so beautiful and golden aged. So I just wanted to just share this very passionate feeling that I had today on this specific topic. And the irony is, since I have lived in this country for over 1500 years, I've not endured racism, for the exception of those two stories I told you. My white teacher when I was in elementary loved me, and I think he just wanted to just protect me, I guess, or a status, because he knows his country and he knows the people of the color of his skin. And then from my African American PE teacher, when he heard Bruce calling me the N-word, she was so hurt, because I think she took it to her personal feeling, because I didn't even know what a nigger was. I was like, what is that? But she knew what it was. And when I saw her walk over there and correct little Bruce, who we were all like 9 or 10, I didn't see Bruce in PE for 2 more days. He was in detention. And I heard and I saw it, and I studied what this word means. I go, it's not nice, not the way he said it. I still remember that. Can you imagine the generations of suffering that we're all carrying? You could be in a Caucasian body, but you didn't impose suffering on a black person, an Indian person, a Chinese person, a Latin person. But your grandfather did, or your great-great-grandmother did. And you think about, it's so not good of you to do that. And then in your heart, you do everything to value everyone. You don't even have to do anything extra to just take care of a black or a brown person. You start to practice loving everybody the same. Because if you go too much on one side, you won't feel genuine. Just practice loving everyone the same. Everyone's going to settle their karmic debt in the cycle of time. And yes, history repeats itself. And I do hope in the United States of America, we're not going to repeat the horrors of a few decades ago. I pray that we don't. It won't be worthy of us as a nation. Anyway, I know it's a sensitive topic, it's a challenging topic, but look, I didn't endure racism for the decades that I've been living here. Only 2 times, and I was just a child. But it didn't bother me. My race was a spiritual race. It was people who had character, who was kind and serviceable and loving and funny and goofy and wise and intelligent and strong. And they were of all different colors and religious beliefs. And they were all in America. And most of them are Americans. So, for my brothers and sisters in Caucasian or white skin, please don't feel that anyone's taking things over. Please know that there are ways that we can work things out if we talk, collaborate. This could be the most amazing country. It's been a great experiment so far. And maybe now we can experiment with creating a spiritual race. A race that brings together people of character and goodness, good deeds. We know by now, evil will never succeed. It's temporary. We know that. It's in every biblical story throughout time. The light will. So we're inviting you into the light. Step into your heart, everyone. Into you, the soul. Clean out your own stuff. that's going on inside of you. See your brothers and sisters as souls playing their parts, whether they're white, brown, black, pink, purple. That's God's child. That's my brother. Try to find a way by intimately connecting to God for your own healing. Today's a special show because it's Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. So I just wanted to offer this special plea. No AI today, but I'll just offer you the beautiful Sister Gita effect. She knew how to live. She certainly knew how to also transition. So here's the Sister Gita effect.
The heart is very sensitive, very delicate, and feels things very acutely. If we feel hurt and want to cry, who are we going to cry with? Who is going to listen? Where the heart has been hurt a lot, it becomes very weak. Where pain was left inside of us, it slays the heart in sorrow. We need to make the heart strong, so strong that we never feel sorrow about anything. How can we do this? One who has a clean heart does not have any animosity towards anyone, and this is how their heart becomes strong. It is selfishness that causes sorrow, worry, and insecurity which take them away. It takes away the strength of the heart, not the physical heart. Yet the heart has three qualities: compassion, honesty, and love. When all three of these qualities are present, others will see and feel it, eyes and on our face. Selfishness is removed, and we become happy and feel free like a flying bird, because we realize how fortunate we are, children of the Supreme, the bestower of fortune. Today, the quest be to have a stronger heart. I have pledged that. Okay. Om Shanti. Have a good day full of love, compassion, and honesty. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Gita. You always know how to touch our hearts. And today's Avyak signal. In the beginning, people had visions of light even while they were living in their homes. In the same way, now, if you cultivate a powerful attitude, you will be able to catch the light even in your own homes. Just continue to spread a pure atmosphere with your pure attitude. Pay attention to yourself at every second and become free from waste thoughts, free from obstacles, and become an image of love and light to attract souls to the love of God the Father. Wow. Happy Thanksgiving. That was beautiful. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on the holidays. Don't eat too much, please. We will be making vegetarian turkey, tofu turkey, which was Sister Gita's famous dish, pizza, pie, salad, rice. We're going to put up our holiday tree, play games, do a lot of meditation while we're doing it in action, and just have a good time together with the family. I wish you the same too. And if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving today, send your good wishes to us here in America and give us thanks. And also, please continue to let us know how the Next Normal is supporting you and helping you to be a better person. We love to hear from you. In the meanwhile, just practice loving everybody the same. Just look at souls, that's your brother. Whatever affects one affects all. You must understand this formula. That's why sometimes people suffer collectively and not just individually. So just be sensitive to the feelings and the value of another child of God, because that's also yours. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving again. Om Shanti.